Good morning. Ooh, good morning, Facebook. How are you? It's Friday, November the 9th, I think. Take my house shoes off. Hey, Sandra, how are you this morning? Good morning. It's freezing to me this morning. It's not really freezing, but I'm a little chilly. Was a little chilly. Hey, Connie. Oh, Esther. Oh my gosh, Esther, how are you, hon? It's so good to see you on here. Connie, your little grandbaby is precious. He's such a chunk. I loved seeing his picture. I think I ran across it yesterday. He is so cute. And Nancy and Robin, hi everyone. My name is Tracy, you guys, and I'm here meeting with you guys on Fancy Food Friday. It's Friday morning, and we've been here every single Friday for almost a year. Hey, Linda. Good morning, Linda. I'm going to see your sweet, precious Becky this afternoon. And Lynn, it's snowing in Chicago. It is not snowing here, thank goodness. I want to visit snow, but I don't want to live in it. It's beautiful, but I don't want to live in it. But I'm sure, is it exciting when you get your first snow of the season? Is that exciting? I mean, when you live there, or are you more like, oh, here we go? Is it like that? Or is it, really exciting? I just wondered. Hi, Terry and Kim and Lonnie. Good morning. And Corrine. Oh my goodness, we've got such a good group this morning. Cold in Charlotte, North Carolina. Avonda says, 45 so far today. Lynn, you agree with me about not wanting to live in it. Snow in Missouri and Kansas. I hate snow and cold. Oh my gosh. No, I hate it. Okay, so does anyone love it? I mean, really, does anyone love it? My stepdad lives in Michigan, and he grew up there, so he's used to it. And then he moved all over, and then he ended up in Texas the whole time he was married to my mom, which was a really long time, like 25, 30 years or something like that. And then my mom passed away. He remarried and moved back to Michigan. And he remarried a girl that he went to grade school with. And they live in Michigan again, back in Howell, Michigan. And he is, he's old. I don't think he ever watches these, but I mean, he's old. You wouldn't know it. I mean, they travel all the time, but I mean, to me, he's just too old to be pushing that snowblower in the freezing cold with his boots and his face mask on and his hat and his gloves and his jacket, and he has to do it for like 30 minutes, and then he can't stand it anymore. He's got to come inside and sit down, and he's had like knee surgeries and hand surgeries and spinal issues, but he's out there working that Cadillac he got some expensive one, some super, he calls it his Cadillac version of a snowblower. I cannot imagine, y'all. Comfortable 72 in her living room, and that's the way Robin likes it. Lynn, your parents are in Michigan too? Yeah, I've never been to see him. Now, I've been to Michigan, but to see friends years ago, when my mom was still alive and Mom and Dean were still married. But now Dean is there, and I've never been. They have a lovely home. I really need to go. I have a sister who pops on, a stepsister, his daughter, who pops on here sometimes, and she is in Baltimore. She lives in Baltimore. Kim says, I love it after a fresh snow and then the sun comes out and it literally looks like, oh, that sounds so nice. It looks like glitter and sparkles everywhere. However, I would love to move out of Rochester, New York. Just living anywhere in New York sounds very glamorous to me. There's nothing really very glamorous about saying that you live in San Antonio, Texas, or really Texas in general. But I am a Texas girl, through and through, but there's just nothing very glamorous about it. To say you live in New York, I'm not talking New York, but just, I don't know, it just sounds so cool. I think it would just be really cool. Keep him going at 71, I can't stop. If I do, I won't get up. I know, Linda, I know. I hate to say he's old because I have so many of you in here that are in your 70s, but I honestly think, let's see, hold on, let me figure out about how old he is. Hold on. I think he's in his early 80s. So you know, good for him, right? I mean, he still works. He has a great wood shop. He still works in his wood shop. He has made me so many things. He's made me a hope chest. He made my daughter a hope chest. He's made us big, huge checkerboards that I've had for my kids' whole life. That's got checkerboard on one side and Wahoo on the other. And he does he's taken up carving, wood carving, and he makes canes and these little wooden duck things. I mean, beautiful, out of gorgeous wood. He's really active. But that working that snowblower to me is just too much to me. I think, and he can for sure afford to hire someone to come do it, but they probably wouldn't do it the way he wanted it. So anyway, I don't know how I'm from New York City, been here since I was been here. Oh, Connie, you were born in New York City. I had no idea. You didn't move to Texas until you were 10? You're such a Texas girl, and you married such a Texas family. You created a hardcore Texas family. I had no idea. I didn't know that about you. Sue says she loves snow. Florida is hot. Florida is hot, but I would take that. I would take that. Mom says keep moving or we get rusty. In the R middle 70s, I don't know what you meant there, but yes, I totally agree with that. I agree with that in any age. You know, hold on, I gotta take a sip of my coffee. Hold on. I think that's true with any age. Now, you might get rusty, and maybe those that are younger, even like 20s and 30s, anyone who doesn't move, you know, you don't move it, you lose it. You got to move it or you're going to lose it, right? You've got to stay agile. I have really found with as much computer work as I do nowadays and as much being on, a lot of it's done right here on my phone. That's how I'm filming with y'all. And a lot of my computer work, I'm really finding that I had a neck injury in my 20s, probably about 25. I rammed my head like a bull I hit it right here into the hatch of a car. It was pouring down rain. I had spent all this time making my grandmother this gorgeous satin. Remember when we used to make those photo book albums when we'd pad them? Like they were all thick and padded. Like one photo album was like that thick without any pictures in it. Do y'all remember those? They were real fancy and they were all padded and they had, you know, eyelet around them. Total 80s thing, right? Total 80s thing. Anyway, it was for their 50th wedding anniversary or something like that. But I had it wrapped and I was covered. It was pouring down rain. I had to get home and I had this little Subaru hatchback thing. And it opened up. I thought it had opened all the way. And I just bent forward, straight forward and crammed my head. Anyway, wrecked my neck. Totally blew out. Just wrecked my neck for months. Anyway, I've never fully, like my neck's never been the same since then. And so anyway, you know, whatever. I don't remember where I was going with this. I don't know where I was going. Oh, computers. So now that we're at the computer all the time, I've really found my shoulders are hunching forward and I'm sitting and I'm working, I'm typing and I'm like, I have lost so much mobility in my neck since taking on this blogging online world. I really have. Like turning my head from side to side or shoulder to ear, it's all stiff and gets caught and there's pain and my chest seems to like be pulled forward, like the muscles around my chest here, and I know it's from all of this computer work. I've never done that. And people that work at desk, you know, like girlfriends of mine that have worked at desk, done a desk job for years and years and years, they all say that they really struggle with the weakness in their back and lower back and upper back. And I found a really good stretch. Have y'all seen this stretch? It's so important to stretch across our chest right here. So have y'all seen where people stand in a doorway and they put one arm in the doorway and they stretch like that? They'll lean and they stretch. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh, it feels so good to stretch across here. Well, I went to one of those health and wellness, what's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Y'all help me out here. Arasti clinics. Arasti, do you know what Arasti is? I think we've talked about it on here before. So I went to one of those Arasti clinics and had help me out with something that I had going on with my shoulder. But he talked to me about these muscles here shortening and tightening. And when he got down in here into my fascia, I had all these super big knots across my chest, and he'd put pressure on the pressure points, and I would feel like fire. It would feel like hot burning fire inside. And I was like, holy cow, I didn't even, why in my chest? And he's like, because it's probably, the work that you're doing. So that one stretch that people do that I always had a hard time doing, he said find a corner in your house. This works so well, you guys. So you go to a corner, an empty corner in your house, and you stand out probably about 2 to 3 feet from that corner, and you open both your arms into the corner. Put your face in the corner, put your arms on the wall, and then leave your feet far away, but lean your face towards the corner. And so your arms are already, you're in a corner like this. Your face is like this. So the walls go like this around you. And it'll push the wings of your arms back. When you lean your face forward, it'll push your, Linda's saying we don't have those. Yes, they're amazing. And when they first opened years ago, they didn't take, like medical insurance when they weren't accepting them, but they do now. Who has an empty corner? Lonnie, that is so funny that you said that. Lonnie, I love you. That is so funny. So I didn't think that. That's so funny that you thought that. I didn't think that. When he told me, they took me into the little room, showed me how to do that stretch. By the way, you should make an empty corner and try it. You'll be shocked at how tight you are. Any of you that do work, especially on your computers a lot, or at a desk, you will be so shocked at how tight you are right here. And alternate bending legs on stairs. Betty does it on her stairs. I do it at the bottom of the staircase and alternate bending legs on stairs. Are you getting a stretch in your shoulders from that, Betty, or you're using the stairs to stretch your legs? I do love stretching my legs on steps. But you need to have your arms on the walls, so it's stretching you back. Anyway, so I get home and I was like, oh, I need an empty corner. So I go in one room and I'm like, well, that's not gonna work because that's hanging there and that chair's there. Okay, well, I'll go in another room. And I was like, well, I don't have an empty corner in this room either. I just kept going. And I'm like, I'm not a pack rat. I'm not. And my house isn't tiny. I mean, it's not big, but it's not tiny. 1 foot on floor, stretching forward with arms to the side. 1 foot on floor. I'm having trouble seeing that, Betty. I need a picture. Betty, can you do that and send me a picture? A lot of y'all sit on the floor and paint. Yes, Lynn, we do. Okay, so Lynn, you've done the empty corner. I don't know why I'd never seen that stretch in my life. Amazing. Highly recommend it. Other foot on step. Okay, I get that, Betty, but that's like a lunge. But where is there a wall, like an end of the wall over here, and you? Oh, I see maybe what you're saying. So like the staircase ends, and is there a door jamb there, and you've got your arm there, and then you lean forward on the stairs, and it takes one back, or it's a staircase that goes into an opening, and you're able to put your arm on the opening. I see what you're saying. I guess in my mind, I see stairs as being more open, but maybe it's a staircase that's enclosed, and you're doing it on the enclosed. That's a great place to do it too. Or I guess you could really just lean into a hall like that. A wall and a railing. Good for you, Betty. Good for you doing that. Connie, are we boring you talking about stretching your chest? Or you really do have a vet appointment? I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. Yeah, good to see you, hun. Take care. Oh, wow, I think it's about to storm. Take care, hun. Have a good weekend. Tell all your family hello. Yeah, Lynn saying she wants a video, Betty. No way, Lynn. So you guys, we're gonna go from cold weather, hot weather to stretches. I believe you, Connie. I'm just messing with you. Have a good vet trip. We got those fires going on in California, you guys, and up in Northern California. Have y'all seen it? It's been all over the news. I don't watch the news. I didn't even know it was happening. But one of my girls in my classes, in my paint classes, is affected by it. She lives right there. She says 2 of her very best friends Kathy is also in her 70s. She's a fabulous painter. She's a brand new painter. She did not know she even knew how to paint. And she's really good. I mean, really good. Her furniture pieces, she's just amazing. And she's never painted. It's crazy. I love when people discover that late in life and just blossom into, you know, a whole new world. And so anyway, she has some good friends, that two of her very best friends have lost their home and everything that they own. So in that fire. So I'm sure if you're aware of it, most of you on here are prayer warriors, and you've already prayed for those families and those people, and the firefighters. But they're calling it the campfire, and I was confused. I thought it meant it was started by a campfire, but it was a brush fire, and there's some high winds, and it got started, and they've had a really difficult time controlling it. And it gets a town called Paradise is the one that they said it's just completely gone. It's just devastated. Hi, Tammy. Good morning, honey. I love seeing your video yesterday, and I just happened to catch the tail end of it, and then you said you had mentioned me, so I scrolled back to look, and you did, and you're so sweet. Thank you for sharing about our group, The Best You. Thank you for sharing that with them. And I just love your energy and your enthusiasm and your personality. I love having you in my group. I really do. So thank you for coming on here. You haven't missed anything really this morning. We've just been chit-chatting. We're talking about it's cold here in Texas, and then people talking about people with the snow, and then we talked about the heat in Florida, and then we talked about stretching. So we were saying if you don't move it, you lose it. So Tammy, do you do a lot of the wall painting yourself? Tammy owns a painting company, right, Tammy? And you're kind of a jack of all trades, but I know that you do a lot of painting. And from what I understand, do you have people that paint for you, or do you do some of the painting too? Because you usually seem to have a lot of projects going at once. So if you do a lot of that wall painting yourself, you are not gonna, lose it, because we're talking about if you don't move it, you lose it. And I was saying that my neck has really stiffened up over the last 2 years with doing all of the blogging and the computer work, and not moving as much as I'm used to. And so I've just really noticed a big difference in my neck and my shoulders, with tightness and loss of mobility. And all the work myself. You do have help too. You do, Tammy? I didn't realize that. I don't know why I was thinking that you had painters come in and do those. I guess because it seems like you're hopping from job to job at times, or you were at some point. Always on the move. Good for you, Tammy. That's really good. Is your other diet group full? Trying to help someone join it. Said waitlist. Sue, we are on a wait. We take them. It's not full. It's not that it's full. It will never be full. But we take people in at the first of the month only. And then we don't let them in again, any new people in again until the first of the next month. It's just such a huge change. Talk to me, Sue, if it's someone that direly needs to get in right now. I mean, I can backdoor anyone in. There's a reason though for doing it this way. You really need some quiet time while you're doing it. So if we're constantly welcoming, hey, welcome, then the time spent live or the time spent in the group, I am constantly trying to nurture someone who's a brand new day 1 or day 2. This way it kind of keeps everyone on the same track for at least 4 weeks. And then they kind of are ready to sell on their own a little bit. And then I can bring another group in for 4 weeks and just kind of love on them for about 4 weeks. Otherwise, there's a lot of interruption. I mean, it's a big, Sue, you know it, it's a big change in lifestyle. So, hey, Kelly, how are you? I haven't seen you on here in a while. Good to see you. But Sue, yeah, message me, please. And thank you for asking that, because I sometimes forget to even explain that that's how we're doing it and that's why we're doing it. And not even those people are all on the same track. Some people join and don't start for a week. So they're not even in the same week that the new people are on. It just leaves it a little more calm and a little quieter for a month, for people to really get the idea and the gist of it. Gives them time to get through their grieving, because you know what, you do have a grieving. It's not all bells and whistles and unicorns and glitter. You have some grieving time when you first start. You have to grieve what you've done to yourself over all the years in the way that we eat. The way that we eat is pure freaking crap. It is terrible. It's just terrible for us. And when you let that go, you kind of feel like you're letting a part of yourself go until you gain the part of the better you, the real you that's dying to be alive. It's kind of sad to let that other part go. You have to learn how to retrain the way you see food and the way you socialize with people. Most of our socializing skills are built around food and drink. And, I do ask you to not drink in that group for the 8 weeks, for the first 8 weeks. And then you can kind of gauge yourself and do what you want. Not everybody's done that, but most of them have. It's really, really a good cleansing time. So, let's see. We love when you love on us. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. It's that first group, it was like a lot super intense. And the second time that you're in now, Tammy, I'm just kind of you've got the videos there and I'm letting people kind of watch those in your own time. And I'm just kind of there to answer questions and nurture you along. But we'll, and then feed you every single Friday for sure with new information. So that's what I'm doing. Wine is for my open house. And not me. Good, Tammy. I'm really, really, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. That was a huge transition for me too, to learn how to be around it. Now I just don't mind at all. I don't even think about it, but I'm also, I didn't even say. I am also 334 days in. So it's not a big deal anymore. Day 334. Isn't that crazy? I got those snacks rolled in coconut, Lynn. They are, and the ones that are rolled in almonds are even better. But the ones rolled in coconut, for those of you that have had to give up nuts, the ones rolled in almonds are really, really good. The ones rolled in almonds taste like baklava, which is completely different than the ones rolled in coconut. You would not believe that it is. Okay, y'all see? It's the weirdest thing. My nose doesn't run when I sit and talk in a room of people. It's just y'all. Someone asked if I was allergic to y'all. I'm like 4 days in. Tammy, I can remember it. I have a journal, and I'm going to talk to you about that today in there as to, we haven't talked about keeping a food journal or just keeping a journal during this. This is the biggest change you will make in your life. It really is. Unless you just packed all your stuff up and moved to the other side of the country. This is the biggest change you will make in your life. Food is a necessity. You can't live without it. You eat 3, 4, 5 times a day and you're changing it completely. So journaling during that time is really, really healthy. And it's also really good and fun to be able to go back and look. And I have day 4 on paper. And even if it's just a one-liner, this sucks. Or I have a horrible headache today. Or wow, I woke up today and I feel a little bit different. You know, I can watch the cycles during the transition period. So I don't know. I highly recommend it. Sorry, I keep looking at my watch, but I was so late to my other group last time, y'all, that I want to keep looking at my watch. I'm late, of course, says Melissa. Ventique Lillian is Melissa. Hey, honey, that's okay. You're really not, because we meet for the other group in about 5 minutes. So you're really not. Love it. Oh, Heather, hi, honey. I was so hoping I was going to get to see everybody tomorrow, but Aunt Nancy and Uncle Timmy said they've decided not to come to the wedding. I don't even know whose wedding they were going to. I had family that thought they would come in town tomorrow for a wedding, and I thought I might get to keep 3 of the kids while they went to the wedding because it was a no kids welcome wedding. Isn't that kind of weird? I think that's weird. Weddings and funerals to me are all about the kids. I love having all the little family running around and, you know, the family time. And it's the only time sometimes that we all get to see each other, even the funerals. I love funerals for that very reason. And then, you know, when you think about I remember funerals when I was a little bitty. I remember Heather is married to my cousin Jay, who I was the flower girl in Jay's mother's wedding, and I was about 5, is my aunt. And I literally have I have memories of my aunt's wedding. So I don't know, it's kind of weird to me to have no kids welcome. Anyway, and her kids aren't even little. They're 12, 14 and 16. They're not even, they're like halfway to adult, almost adult. I know, Heather, Jay's going. Jay and Lindsay and Jason, I think, are just driving in for the day, I guess. So but I won't get to see them, but I won't get to see the kids. My daughter has instructed my funeral is to be a party. Yes, absolutely. I want to be cremated. I do not want to be buried. We've talked about that on here before. We've talked about the fact that my grandparents and my brother and my mom are all buried in the same spot in Houston, and I never go, ever. And I have guilt. So when I go, okay, sorry, here I go. So when I go, that is so classless that I wipe my nose on my little shawl. So when I, what, I agree, super fun. Someone's put their number on here. $100 a plate? Oh, do you mean a lot of weddings are $100 a plate? Do you mean that's why they don't want kids to come because it's so much to feed them? Is that what you mean? Okay, I do get that. I put on a huge wedding for my daughter. Huge. A huge wedding. It was a year's worth of my salary. It's what I spent on. I didn't pocket a dime of my work for a year. And his family pitched in too. It was really big. And yeah, it was expensive. So I get it. And I did think, oh my gosh, the kids' plates. But we did try to separate it out a little bit. Like we had like a kids, more of a kid-friendly menu. And then we had the adult food. So I should share pictures of that sometime. That was a party and a half. That was so much fun. Anyway, I get that. I don't think that's why these people didn't want kids there. But anyway, I shouldn't judge. It's just surprising to me. I'm not judging. I'm just surprised by it. That's all. But I was going to talk about something else. Where was I going with that? I don't remember where I was going. I saw that and I was like, $100 a plate. Like in my mind, I was thinking you meant that they had to pay $100. But no, the people that are putting on the wedding. Yeah, it is ridiculous, isn't it? Oh, buried. Yes, I don't. So I have guilt. So when I go to Houston, if I don't go by there, I have guilt. And I don't go by there. And then I have the guilt that I didn't go by the cemetery. So I don't want to do that to my kids. I know that they didn't want to do that. My grandparents and my mom did not mean to do that. But that's my own issue, right? That's my own issue, but I have it. So those guilt streaks I don't ever want to do to my kids. And I know that my parents didn't do it on purpose, but I don't want to do it. So I'm going to be cremated. It's cheap. It's easy. They can put me in a jar. They can throw me in the wind, whatever they want to do. And then, yeah, I want them to have a party. So, so that's it. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to go. It was so nice to see you guys. This is what I want you to take away from today, okay? I want you to take away from today that be conscious of the food that you're eating, and processed food is crap. And if you could just cut back on the amount of food that you eat out of a package, would be really, really a big step for you. Not even don't worry about the drive-thrus right now. Don't worry about the fast food. Right now, just cut down on the amount of food that you eat out of a package at home. Something that you rip open and eat. Try to switch that over to something that you open your refrigerator and say, literally, what can I actually cook? I don't care if you microwave it because you don't want to cook like on a stove, but just to start, try to cut back on your packages. I also would like for you to try to move a little bit more and try those stretches, that simple stretch. Find a corner, find a door jamb, put both of your arms up, lean forward, feet away from the wall, 2 to 3 feet away from the wall, put your arms on the wall, and then lean your face towards the corner, and it will stretch. Your elbows should be even with your shoulders, and it will stretch your shoulders back, and you will be shocked at how much that opens up your chest. I mean, it's gonna really open up your chest, and you should try to hold that for 60 seconds. And it starts to burn, y'all. All that fascia and all those little fibers that run across your chest, you will feel a burn all the way down into your breast. So about 60 seconds. Try that every single day until we meet next week. I'd like to see what you think about it. I think it's really amazing. So anyway, stay warm if you're in the cold. Don't forget to say a prayer to cover the That's Paradise City in California with prayer, please. And I'm going to hop on over to the Best You group, and we will see all of you guys next week, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Okay, take care of yourselves. Love you all. Bye-bye.